Pie.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another drinking game. I know you guys loved the first one with Dom 2K, and our second one includes a very, very, very special guest. The inspiration for this series. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Your boy Tevin is on the channel.
Hey, how's it going? You know, it ain't about who did it first. It's about who did it right. That's why I had to come in here and be a featured guest. Glad my young bulls came in, at least checked in with me. Now I want to see how they handle the lick.
Checked in and handled the lick, man. What is your agenda today?
Bro, I'm the godfather of this. I'm allowed to say whatever I want. I'm sorry. I hate Draymond Green, bro.
So, the game that we're watching today is the game Steph Curry hit 12 threes on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, Tevin was actually, I don't know if he still is, a OKC Thunder fan.
I'm not. Obviously, after the KD trade and everything like blew up, but I was huge, like huge. KD was like my favorite player for a long ass time. This feels like a very personal pick.
Nah, we didn't know anything, man. Nah.
First y'all do the drinking game, and now y'all picking the fucking.
There's a lot of coinky dinks going on. Hey, this is just a lot of coinky dinks.
All right, bro, here are the rules for this challenge, all right? Every time Steph, KD, or Russ attempt a three, that's a drink. Every time they make one, that's another drink. Every time Draymond Green bricks,
What?
every Russ and KD turnover, every AO moment. Oh, and ones. Yeah.
Starting off light, I'm gonna try these C-grams out. We gonna see what it is.
I'm starting off light with the Twisted Teas. I literally OD'd last
We
week.
got the Bacardi chat.
Say that.
Tevin, what you drinking today, man?
The old standard. Got the cranberry. This time I got Stoli in it. I don't have no Crown Apple. I drank it all. Doing my own drinking games. Now, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. So this shouldn't be a problem at all. I will be chilling, though. Like, compared to my regular shit, I'm a guest. This will be the chillest vibe you've ever seen me.
He's trying to hold back. Don't worry about it, Chad. We get him. We'll get him. Okay, Russ.
Here we go.
Man, Russ used to be explosive as a motherfucker.
I'm just upset just watching this shit. First of all, they're 52-5. That shit is crazy. People don't know how crazy that shit actually is.
Beautiful pass.
Uh-oh.
That's one. That's a Draymond brick right there.
God
That's some drink.
Draymond.
That was just stellar defense, bro. Serge Ibaka and Steven Adams. That's just fantastic defense.
This is squad, bro.
One of the biggest what-ifs in NBA history.
Durant
Russ.
for three.
Never in doubt, because that's what he do. God damn it, he gonna make me think the game end differently.
That's two drinks, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Now, we're watching this whole game.
Yes.
That nigga.
You know, chaser at least.
Yeah, that's all I'm like, all right, bro.
Wait a minute.
You think we just gonna drink to one quarter?
Man, back when Clay was a defensive mastermind, bro.
Yeah.
Durant against Draymond Green.
Man, OKD used to move different, bro.
Man, I'm telling you, bro. Andre Robertson.
I'm not gonna lie, Curry got a baby head.
Hey, that's what.
Before he got like muscly, he has like a weird baby head and baby neck.
Once they switch, knowing who they're guarding.
Oh,
Oh
oh,
no. Oh no.
that's two. That was nasty. That.
Hey, I would die with it. Y'all keep getting mad when I say it. Y'all keep doing that most skilled shit with Kyrie. That nigga. that nigga right there, bro.
Remember when that shit was new, bro? Like,
Bruh.
that shit wasn't normal.
Yeah, when he started changing it up, and we were like, did he actually miss?
That's how insanely like the game was changing. People would just kept calling Curry a fluke.
What's Curry without shooting? Huh?
When I saw Brooke Lopez take a 3-point shot, I was like, oh, the game has changed. and he was sinking them hoes. I was like, oh, there's a man out here that has changed the game of basketball now.
Against Durant. And it's
Hey, look back at him, bitch ass nigga.
He started chewing his mouth. That's the only thing.
Big body, full body.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hakeem Adams. Okay.
Fun fact: Steven Adams never did that ever again. He does not have skill like that.
Draymond
Oh, that's
does that all the time.
Draymond is great. Oh my god.
God damn it.
I remember all these like I can see it in my head. Just sad.
Damn.
I remember being like 19, 20, just watching all the games, being like, man, we have to make something happen because the talk about
That's two.
Drinks. Holy shit.
He too good.
You got like
He's too good, bro.
Do y'all see how different KD is moving, chat? I need y'all to remember this, bro. Because I swear to God, when we talk about KD now, y'all be talking about like this is that KD. There's a difference. I'm gonna just say that there is a fucking difference.
I don't know how to explain this, but he is way more knocked down now.
He's more methodical.
Here, he's just like, I mean, he's the best offensive player on the planet. Like, if he wanted to score, he's gonna score. Right in this video?
In this
Yes,
video?
bro. In this video.
In this video?
In this video.
What the? Okay.
Bro, Steph is the best shooter. We just had this conversation.
2016.
And that's the whole point.
Man.
KD just came off the MVP season, and so he's right now like the most complete bag. This is before the rise of Kyrie, right? This is like right when Kyrie's about to start taking off. The most complete bag right now is
Stephen Curry.
Kevin Durant.
Oh.
It's Kevin Durant, man.
That don't mean a better offensive player, but it's cool, man.
And Curry didn't really even get that bad. Well, he had that really high floater at the time, that like layup that he just kind of hucked it. But he wasn't really, well, actually, this might have been the season. When he clipped Chris Paul, was this that season?
That was the season before.
Oh, okay, then okay, never mind. He might be the best offensive player at the time. Like if he's in his handled bag like that, I thought this was just like he just can't miss anymore.
This was when he was going like these, like ta 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 ta.
I still would put KD in that conversation though.
No,
Like,
he's in the
he was
combo.
really
He in the
he was
combo.
really like that fucking hezzy cross into wherever he's pulling up. You might as well just fucking go to the underneath the rim and be like, I hope the motherfucker comes to me, because either he's gonna make it. Like, I might as well not have put my hand up. There's no point to that. Like, he was so different, bro. I can't put into words. Like, if he was gonna whatever. I'm biased because I loved KD back then, bro.
I like this switch up on the channel, y'all. No KD hate. We stand KD over here.
From their bench, Westbrook on
Pull up.
I missed that pull up from Russ, man.
That's a signature.
That was nostalgic seeing that.
I missed that clank.
is gonna guard Waiters.
Draymond!
Clank.
There it is.
There's a clank.
Hey, Chad, I'm gonna upgrade the drink, bro. I'm gonna upgrade the drink. I'm not feeling you.
Okay, so we call those bricks still, right? That was just a solid miss to me. Like, bricking it is like he slammed that hoe.
2 Draymond, like 6 Draymond bricks, and I'm cool.
I don't know if I can hear him, bro.
I would have put it on Invincible. You gotta watch it, bro. Did you even watch season 3?
I did, but I didn't see the ending with all the Invincibles coming out that fucking portal or some shit. That's literally the only episode I did not see.
The NBA is coming out with expansion teams. How you feeling about it?
I ain't gonna lie. They need to start doing that. And you know what they need to... They low-key, yeah, they need to add expansion teams. But you know what they need to start doing? Nigga, the All-Star game, nigga. They need to wear their fucking jerseys. Their team jerseys. Just like how it was in 01.
I don't give a fuck about that, to be honest.
I don't. But they need to... Anyway. Yeah, bro. The expansion teams. That's the word. Spice it up, man. Is that a bueno?
Hmm?
Is that a bueno? Bien, bien. It's bien. Give me some, nigga. I got pizza waiting for me at the crib.
Let me see if I fuck with this ranking.
You can use auto-tune for way more than pitch correction, like making crazy vocal chops. Let me show you how.
So, with a brand new Avengers movie on the horizon and other big titles for Marvel Studios coming up this year, I've been reflecting a lot on Marvel's recent projects from the last few years, and I'm gonna say something controversial here, but Marvel's been a bit of a mixed bag recently. I made a video all the way back in 2022 ranking every single Marvel movie and TV show in Phase 4. Christ above, look at that haircut. And since then, there have been fucking God knows how many projects. I can't be asked to count. And I've seen a decent amount of them. So I thought today, before we see what Marvel has in store for us in 2026 with Spider-Man and Avengers, let's rank every single Marvel movie and series from 2023 onwards, from worst to best. However, as I've said, I've not seen every recent Marvel project because I can't be asked. I have a life, kind of. I've not seen Daredevil Born Again, as I've yet to see the original. I haven't seen Wonder Man or What If, or fuck it, here's everything I've not seen, okay? Happy? Cool. Anyway, before we get into it, only 10% of the people who watch my videos are everything I've not seen, okay? Happy? Cool. Anyway, before we get in, What If, or fuck it, here's everything I've not seen, okay?
Ass. It was okay. Fire, 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 fire. Pretty much.
Happy? Cool. Anyway, before we get into it, only 10% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, which is crazy, and I put loads of work into these videos. So if you do enjoy the content, please do subscribe. It helps me so much. So I've watched 11 projects since the start of Phase 5, and coming in at number 11, I don't think I'm surprising anyone by saying that it's Secret Invasion. It's actually wild just how terrible this show is, considering the awesome premise behind it. Taking a really cool comic plotline about shape-shifting Skrulls impersonating superheroes and world leaders to take over Earth and giving it a Winter Soldier-style spy thriller aesthetic sounds like a recipe for an exceptional show. Sadly, the only thing exceptional about Secret Invasion is how bad it is. Their first mistake, I feel, was reducing this big comic plotline to a 6-episode Disney Plus show and not including any of the Avengers besides War Machine, choosing to center it instead on Nick Fury. And I like Nick Fury, but everything to do with him in this show is just really fucking weird. Like, he's now a grumpy, weak old man who has a secret alien wife and just makes stupid decisions all the time. You know, Nick Fury, one of the smartest characters in the MCU. Yeah, he's now just like, no, I don't want to get the Avengers involved, despite the fact that World War III is potentially coming because this conflict's a bit too personal to me. Brilliant. Cheers, mate. Also, the whole shape-shifting mystery part of the show is just totally eliminated because Secret Invasion literally tells you who the Skrulls are immediately and just kills any and all intrigue that you may have as to who's a secret villain. Also, implying that Rhodey has been a Skrull since Captain America's Civil War, meaning that the Rhodey we saw at Tony Stark's funeral was a fucking alien impersonating him, is beyond insulting. And let's not forget that this show introduces a Super Skrull with the ability to change her powers into that of any and every Marvel superhero at will. That is a real, legitimate character, presumably running around somewhere in the background of the MCU. The final fight between Gaia and Gravik just perfectly sums up what a fucking mess this show is. I like that the entire Marvel fanbase collectively decided to lobotomize themselves after this thing aired and just pretend like it never existed. Coming in at number 10, not much better than Secret Invasion, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Let me just start off by saying that introducing your planned main big villain of the multiverse saga, your equivalent to Thanos, by having him be beaten by fucking ants is wild. Oh, but Sam, they're super smart ants who went through thousands of years of a thing through a time dial. Shut up. Don't give me that bollocks. The writers were literally shitting out of their asses to come up with any reason why Kang the Conqueror could be beaten by ants. If he wanted to, he could have blinked and destroyed Scott, Hope, and Cassie and Hank's entire army in an instant. And the writers know that. They literally show him killing entire timelines of Avengers, so why would they not let him win? I'm not expecting them to kill off Ant-Man and the Wasp or anything, but like, let them be trapped in the quantum realm while Kang escapes, you know, maybe kill off Hank alongside his ant army. Have there be some stakes. Make us believe that we are right to be scared of Kang the Conqueror, rather than showing us that some ever so slightly powerful bugs could defeat him in less than 20 seconds. Anyway, back to the rest of the movie, it's just so dull. Scott and Cassie's arc is so basic and surface level that it makes me yawn. Hope is in this movie, I think? I'm almost certain she's in it for a minute or two. The CGI in this movie is questionable at the best of times. MODOK is... I don't even want to get into MODOK, to be honest. It's just disappointing because I actually quite like the first two Ant-Man movies. They were relatively grounded and interesting stories about a family man wrestling with his past life of crime. But the big Marvel overlords clearly said, no more nuance or complex fighting. We want big multiverse lasers and fighting of universes. Also, the fact that Luis didn't return for this movie is an absolute crime. Perhaps the movie's biggest one. Pause, everyone, before we keep going with the video, please allow me a brief moment of self-promotion. Because I just released a song. A lot of you wouldn't know, but I do in fact make music, and my new song, Just a Little Bit, is out now on all platforms, complete with its own music video on YouTube. I'm really proud of this song, and I want as many people to hear it as possible, so please do give it a try. The link is in the description, the pinned comment, fucking everywhere, and it's on every single streaming platform, so please do give it a listen. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for your time. Back to the video. At number 9, I have The Marvels. To be honest, I don't really have much to say about this one because
Another flopper.
For a young native entrepreneur to thrive,
there's not much to it. I watched this thing back in 2023, and I kind of remember what happened, but also it kind of feels like an AI-generated movie. And I don't think that's the fault of the director or the cast, because apparently there was once a version of this movie that existed in production that was really solid. But again, the Marvel overlords interfered with it so much that it basically ended up being a shell of a film. Brie Larson just continues to get shafted in the role of Captain Marvel for the 3rd time in a row, and that's just sad. Didn't give 2 fucks about Monica Rambeau or her beef with Carol, and the fact that you need to have watched several Disney Plus spin-off shows just to know the main characters of this film is literally insane. I will say though that Iman Vellani as Kamala Khan is literally golden and saves the film from being complete and utter slop. She breathes a kind of life into this movie that just like barely shines through in amongst all the nothingness. Darbin is easily the worst villain that Marvel has ever introduced. I cannot tell you the first thing about her other than she is Tom Hiddleston's wife in real life, so cool, I guess. And the movie's conflict just doesn't even make any sense. Like, Carol feels guilty that she couldn't bring the light back to her home planet's sun or something, so at the end of the movie, she just does it? Like she could have done it all along? Stupid movie, not even worth my time, to be honest. Coming in at the number 8 spot, we have Ironheart. This show is weird. I actually quite liked the vibe of it for the first 2 episodes, and I definitely didn't dislike it, but after it finished airing, I just kind of thought, yeah, okay, that was a show that I watched for sure. It was just unremarkable in basically every way. I mean, Dominic Thorne does very well as Ironheart, and Parker, aka the Hood, is an interesting character that I wish we delved into a little further. But yeah, I don't know, the show's just a bit of an empty void to me. The action scenes are really dull, and you can see clear as day that this was made around the time that Marvel was spreading themselves really thin because the budget on this thing is like non-existent. I think I'm meant to be excited for the Mephisto reveal at the end of the show, but like, let's be so fucking real here, man. It's 2026. Who's got the fucking time? They teased fucking Harry Styles and Timu Dobby at the end of Eternals. I can't get excited for these things anymore. So yeah, sorry Ironheart. I don't hate you, but you are pretty damn unremarkable. Oh, this next one kills me, but at number 7, I have Captain America Brave New World. I made a video back in December detailing my reasons for hating Steve Rogers' return in Avengers Doomsday, and one of my points had to do with Sam Wilson. How Marvel picked him as the new Captain America in Avengers Endgame, and ever since, have done as little with him as humanly possible. Having him...
Not gonna lie, fuck all that trying to be pro-black. Sam shouldn't have been Captain America. Should have been Bucky. I'm not gonna lie, because they didn't even do a proper storyline when it came to like fucking trying to show what black people go through and what it really means having a black Captain America. Feel me? Like, niggas not even really diving deep for real. Had this nigga fight Red Hulk for no reason, to be honest. But and Falcon and Winter Soldier and shit is when they tried to like really nail it home on why he should be Captain America, and like, to be honest, I never really fucked with it, bro. Should be Bucky. That ass. Sam should just stay Falcon, cause it's like they could have dove deeper, because in Falcon and Winter Soldier they brought up this past super soldier. He was black. They called him the Black Captain America, Isaiah Bradley. He was experimented on and like thrown in jail or whatever for being black and shit. And but even in the show, like they didn't even show the story like properly. And then Falcon and Winter Soldier, they low-key, they just passed by for like 30 seconds, and then the whole plot was just...
accept the mantle in a Disney Plus spin-off show that no one saw, and then waiting 4 years to give him his own Captain America movie. And even then, when that movie released, it really wasn't great. I believe that there was, at a time, a version of this movie that was really solid, but the reshoots for this thing was so extensive, even removing and adding entire characters. Giancarlo Esposito's character was not even a thing until the movie's final round of reshoots, and watching it back, you can see that because he's just so out of place in here. The poorly CGI'd scene towards the end where Sam calms down Red Hulk when there was so obviously meant to be an alternate ending, the shitty little scene of Sam confronting the leader outside the hospital. I mean, this movie is a mess. And Sam Wilson doesn't even get a fucking character arc. Outside of what? Like, should I take the serum? Am I enough to be Captain America? Which is only addressed in one scene, and like, that's the same fucking arc he went through in the show. The action scenes are genuinely really cool though, and I'm really happy to say that. And everything to do with Red Hulk, however brief it is, does bring the film up a couple points. But other than that, the film should have been a lot better, and it's a shame that it wasn't. For number 6, I chose Agatha All Along. Okay, now we get into the stuff that I don't necessarily dislike, but also could have been a lot better. Once this show got going, I found it really intriguing. Like, everything that takes place inside the Witch's Road is fascinating, introducing Joe Locke as Wiccan is awesome, and the show does have a really unique and cool vibe that does hook you in. Sadly, the visual quality of this show is not amazing because, again, the budget clearly wasn't all too high, but it's not the end of the world. Having Agatha as a protagonist is pretty interesting because she's kind of just a terrible person. In most situations, she does the most arseholey things possible, and so seeing the story through her eyes is pretty different. Episode 7, which focuses on Patti LuPone's character, is great, like genuinely really well made television, but the other side characters are really forgettable. I'm sorry, like, I don't know who these two are. I don't know their names. I feel like one of them might be called Jan, but that also might be because I'm watching The Office right now. Audrey Plaza as Death is really cool, yet criminally underused, and one thing that I'm really not fond of is the finale. It's pretty boring and honestly doesn't even answer a lot of the questions that it needed to regarding Agatha's past and what actually happened between her and Death. It just didn't quite stick the landing as well as it should have. But for what it is, I don't hate the show. I think it's a fine addition to the MCU. At number 5, not sure if this is controversial or not, but I have Deadpool and Wolverine. Let me just say firstly that there seems to be a thing on the internet now where people think that everyone has switched up on this film since its release, going from absolutely adoring it to hating it, whereas my stance on this film has always been the same, and that is that it's fun, but really not great if you take more than 2 seconds to think about it. Like, this movie is funny, maybe even the funniest Deadpool movie because Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds' chemistry is A+, and the action scenes here are genuinely awesome. Sean Levy killed it on that front. But the plot of the movie just genuinely makes no sense. If you actually think about the whole anchor being thing for more than a minute, the entire logic of the film falls apart. I'm not gonna get too much into it. There's a load of videos out there that explain it. And like, Cassandra Nova deciding not to kill Wade and Logan and sending them back to the real world only to change her mind 2 seconds later and try to end the fucking multiverse because...
You don't feel like getting up, going out, or working out? Sounds like you don't feel like much of a man anymore. It's not your fault. Most likely, you've got low testosterone.
I guess we need the stakes to be raised for the third act. It's not a Marvel film unless the whole multiverse is at stake. Also, this movie isn't the best to look at. It's pretty grey and soulless in a lot of areas, but again, it's a fun watch. If you turn your brain off and just absorb it like brain rot, you'll have a good time. I just sometimes have a hard time adapting to the logic of this movie. Also, the post-credit scene with Chris Evans is probably the funniest scene in the entire MCU, so argue with a wall. At number 4, I have Loki Season 2. To be completely honest with you, I didn't love this season as much as most people did, but I can still acknowledge that it's one of Marvel's best projects since Endgame. The writing in this show is genuinely really strong, despite the fact that all the timey-wimey stuff really fucking confuses me at times. Like, maybe I'm just stupid for not being able to grasp a Marvel show, I don't know. But I genuinely had to, like, lock in to understand what was going on. Victor Timely and everything Kang-related is really strong, which makes Jonathan Majors' firing even more unfortunate. But the main positive of this season is Loki himself. His character arc is absolutely great. Finally understanding what it means to be burdened with glorious purpose. He thought this purpose in the past was to be the king of Asgard, to dethrone his brother and then rule the 9 realms, but that was a purpose born from envy and rage. His new purpose though, his final one, is a sacrificial one. He finally gets his throne, but in doing so he surrenders himself to a lifetime of overseeing the multiverse, just so his friends can live, and that is such an awesome, like, full circle moment. Also, Owen Wilson is great, Ki Hai Kwan is really cool, the whole cast is pretty damn solid. One random and very nitpicky complaint I have is that I really didn't like the camera work in this season. Season 1 looked great and had a big variety of shot types, but Season 2 is suddenly almost all handheld, and I just don't think it works with the vibe of the show, but either way, very decent season. Breaking the top 3 now, we have the Fantastic Four First Steps. Why'd I say that really weirdly? Did I want to see more of the Fantastic Four using their powers? Yes. Did the movie kind of lose steam in the second half? Yes, but goddamn, this is still a pretty solid film. The casting for this movie was excellent. Pedro makes a great read, Vanessa Kirby and Eben Moss-Backrack are great too, but my god, the absolute star of the show was Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. I watched this prior to Stranger Things, so I wasn't yet aware of how talented this guy is, but yeah, what a performance. Got a fucking Stranger Things mentioned in there. Even when I'm not milking it, I'm still kind of milking it. Galactus is terrifyingly awesome, although I wish we had seen a lot more of him. Like, he pops up early to establish a threat, and then we don't see him again until the final battle, and I don't know, I just wish we'd seen more. The Silver Surfer could have used some more development, but she and Johnny had a cute little thing going on, and also visually, this is probably the best looking MCU movie since Endgame. The retro-futuristic style really works, and I was genuinely, like, foaming at the mouth during the Silver Surfer chase / Franklin birth scene. Really solid movie, and made me very excited to see these characters again in Avengers Doomsday. At number 2 now, we're getting pretty high. I have Thunderbolts. God, I fucking love Thunderbolts. When this team was first announced, I think we all thought, who the fuck cares? Like, besides Bucky and maybe Elena, why should we care about these C or even D-list MCU characters? But funnily enough, that's actually what the movie is about. These characters who have all become afterthoughts or spare parts in the big Marvel machine, coming together, leaving their past baggage behind and making something of themselves in the present. Florence Pugh is electric as Yelena, and I'm a huge fan of Bucky, John Walker, and even Ava, who has the smallest part out of the main cast, is still a cool character. But ladies and gentlemen, what truly makes this movie is the introduction of Marvel's best character in the multiverse saga, Bob Reynolds, aka Sentry. This character is so full of layers and life, I couldn't believe I was watching a Marvel movie for a moment. I thought Marvel characters had to be surface level and basic. Turns out I was wrong, it's crazy. Lewis Pullman delivers a masterclass performance here, and the themes of depression, addiction, and abuse tied to his character are really very touching. The Void basically being a metaphor for suicide is insane, and yeah, the good guys beat the Void by having a group hug, but for fuck's sake, they're fighting mental illness. What do you want them to do? Fucking shoot and lasers? Great movie. I'm so excited to see these characters again. Please don't kill Sentry early in Doomsday to establish Doom as a threat, I beg, please. And now we have finally arrived at the number 1 spot. No prizes for guessing what it is, because there's only one thing left. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I find it so funny that not only the best Marvel movie since Endgame, but in my opinion, the best MCU movie of all time, yes, of all time, was directed by a man who immediately afterwards went to go and become the CEO of their direct competition. The irony of that is just, oh, chef's fucking kiss. And yeah, I said what I said. Guardians 3 is the best MCU movie from Iron Man 1 up to present day. The way that it ties together the story of the Guardians perfectly needs to be studied, and Rocket is easily one of the best characters that the MCU has ever produced. I cried 6 times in the theater when watching this movie, and I don't mean getting a little teary-eyed. I was full on, like, ugly cry, like sobbing. People had to turn around and tell me to shut up because I was disrupting them. I was crying that hard. This movie just hands out perfect endings like it's nothing, okay? Peter and Gamora, beautifully written and very mature. Rocket, perfect. Mantis, perfect. Drax, perfect. And that final scene where they're all dancing to Florence and the Machine, I still can't watch it without sobbing, seriously. As well as being super emotional, the movie is also really fucking cool. The one-shot hallway scene is one of the best bits of action in the entire MCU, Peter and Groot versus the High Evolutionary Grunts. The soundtrack is still on point. God, this film is so good. So good that I'm even able to overlook Adam Warlock being useless. I don't care. He's fine. He's okay just chilling in the background and saying something funny occasionally. And speaking of being funny, yeah, this is also maybe the funniest Guardians movie somehow, and it never takes away from the really heavy moments either. James Gunn really delivered on this. What a way to
Guardians 3 being the best of all time. I don't know about that one. What the fuck, Sheldon?
To get started in data analytics, you don't need previous experience or a degree. The Google Data Analytics Certificate will teach you to code in R, to code in SQL, data visualization, and learning how to problem solve like an analyst would. At the end of the day, being a data analyst is about communication. It's the #1 soft skill that you'll pick up. And so learning how to take the information and make it accessible to a lot of people is at the core of being a strong data analyst. Ready to get started?
After a separation from the smokehouse that got him famous, Mr. Tenderism seems to be thriving. This is through all of the negativity, all of the naysayers, all of the people that just playing said that there wasn't gonna be some support and it was actually an okay thing for him to be some sort of employee. Usually the internet is lip service, but this past weekend I had the opportunity to actually go out and try Unk's meat, and I'm here to tell you the power of the internet is real. The support for Mr. Tendenism, I'm here to tell you, and I had the opportunity to actually go out and try Unk's meat, and I'm here to tell you the opportunity be some sort of employee. Usually the internet is lip service, but this past weekend I had the opportunity to actually go out and try Unk's meat, and I'm here to tell you the power of the internet is real. The support for Mr. Tendenism is real, and community and success go hand in hand like we've never seen before. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way for the channel. Your subscriptions help me stay tenderized during these tough times. You get it? You get the play on words there? Now, back into the video. Social media is a vicious cycle that can expose the worst out of people. You post a couple videos, you start to see the followers and the numbers rack up, and then all of a sudden you think that you're famous. In a destination smokehouse, that's exactly what was going on. But the sad part about it is it wasn't the owner who was featured in these videos. It was an old man who looked very familiar to people. Seemed like an uncle, seemed like a brother, seemed like a cousin, seemed like somebody who was genuinely in love with what he did, had a very, very, very strong passion for what he did. And let's not forget, that's the reason why people flooded to Destination Smokehouse, is because there was a level of authenticity that Unk Tendenism brought to the table, and some humbleness, and some good meat. But as things started to blow up and the smokehouse gets some sort of notoriety, it seems as though Nick, the actual owner of the smokehouse, didn't like the fact that he wasn't getting the pub that he thought he should have. Nick's problem is that he took the nasty business route as opposed to doing this a true and genuine way and including Unk Tendenism on the documentation paperwork and, you know, basically snaking him out of what he created. And now after the separation, he's trying to convince anybody and everybody that, you know what, hey guys, I'm still a humble guy, you know, I'm doing big, great things over here. He's even convinced himself that he's changing people's lives.
I had a wonderful woman come up to me today, and she stopped me. I was at the soda machine, and she's like, how does it feel to change the world?
Ain't nobody come here to see you, Otis.
Ain't nobody say that to you. So this nigga's the owner of the smokehouse spot, right? So he had... No,
that white nigga that was.
He's the owner. He had the old black guy, basically shucking and jiving for me getting all the views and shit. Cause originally the white nigga, it was a coffee shop. The black nigga told him, start smoking some meat. Feel me? Start cooking some meat, and then that's how they blew up and shit. And then you know the white nigga tried to trademark the term tenderism.
Wait, so he tried to trademark their own slogan?
No, the white nigga tried to trademark. The black nigga came up with that shit, bro.
Exactly, that's why I'm saying like he tried to trademark and steal their slogan.
His slogan, the black nigga nigga slogan.
Yes, I just said
But
that.
nah, but the black nigga never owned anything. He was just an employee for real,
But that's your slogan.
But that's his slogan though.
That's what I'm saying, nigga. He wrote it down, he said it, he advertised it and everything. Nigga, that's your idea. He take it.
But the white nigga tried to trademark it.
They tried to take it.
But the black nigga won it. Got it. But yeah, and this nigga, listen to what he just said, bro.
I had a wonderful woman come up to me today, and she stopped me. I was at the soda machine, and she's like, how does it feel to change the world?
Ain't nobody say that to you. Ain't nobody say that to that nigga.
If only that bitch knew this nigga had dick road.
Ain't nobody come here to see you, Otis. And ain't nobody say that to you. How does it feel to be changing the world? You making barbecue, bro. Come on, stop it. Now all of a sudden when the black community don't want to support Destination Smokehouse, now you're making a video pretty much saying like, hey, I ain't racist, guys. Nobody said you're racist. We said you're capitalizing off of black business when it is not black owned, and we see the jig that is going on, and the jig is up. And then you got Tenderism sitting in the back of your video like a fucking prop, and it's given to Django. That's all. It's given the Django movie. It all feels forced, and it's giving off the energy like, hey, I got a black friend. Guys, don't worry, I'm not a racist. The truth is that he wanted to be tenderism. He wanted to be tenderism because tenderism started having all the people come there. He had all the attention from creators, and he could not understand why, if he's the owner, why is his face not in the videos? And white folks, even when they're not blatantly racist, they have a hard time not being a main character. Now I got this saltine dancing and shucking and jiving on my timeline because he thinks black support boils down to dancing and food, when it was the attitude, it was the flow in which tenderism was given off, and that is what we supported.
I agree a lot with what he just said. Nick's problem was that he thought it was the food that drove people there. But I'm here to tell you, gang, there are so many restaurants that have good food, that have empty seats, and there are so many places that serve nasty food that have packed out lines simply due to the fact that there is a level of love, trust, compassion, humbleness, all these different things that come with it. I can get good food anywhere, but this seemingly family-friendly environment that you guys created and cultivated over at Destination Smokehouse for the past couple of years is gone now that the curtain has been pulled back and has been revealed that you actually don't rock with untenderism. And this is the exact reason why today, when patrons pull up to Destination Smokehouse, people that are still in the area, familiar with the concept, familiar with the food, familiar with the place, the people, there are no lines. It looks like a new restaurant starting up. People aren't supporting Destination Smokehouse as they once were.
All right, so I'm here for a follow-up video, and all I can say is mission accomplished, people. Mission accomplished. I'm gonna get out the car real quick. There's no line. The very first time that I ever came here, it was right around this time. It's Saturday, March 7th. It's about 1:45 right now. And the very first time I came here right around this time. It was on a Saturday. The line was all the way to this dentist place that's like over my shoulder over here. And when I saw that, I just drove right through the parking lot. I'm like, dude, I'm not about to, sit in that line. And here we are, Saturday. Saturday, 1:45. Absolutely no line. This is that dentist place that I was saying that the line came all the way back to. And then the line went all the way over there. So, Destination Smokehouse is now Destination Ghost House. We did it. All right, so far, all I can say is wow. No line at all. So, we'll see if this is, let me go inside and see what the line look like inside. But yeah, every time I've came, it's been a line out there. And like all the way in that little area right there, that you can see. But let me see. And then even in here, there'd be a line. So this is how bad the line was getting. You go all over there, but now, zero line.
Now, imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want.
Now, believe it or not, some people feel as though this is just as much of a blow to untenderism as it is to Destination Smokehouse. They feel as that, hey,